For what purpose does the gentleman from Arkansas seek recognition?
Mr. Speaker, I move to suspend the rules and pass the bill S.3857.
The clerk will report the title of the bill.
Senate 3857, an act to take certain land in the state of California into trust for the benefit of the Jamul Indian Village of California and for other purposes.
Pursuant to the rule, the gentleman from Arkansas, Mr. Westerman, and the gentleman from California, Mr. Huffman, each will control 20 minutes. The chair recognizes the gentleman from Arkansas.
Mr. Speaker, I ask unanimous consent that all members be given 5 legislative days to revise and extend their remarks and to include extraneous material on S.3857, the bill now under consideration.
Without objection.
I yield myself such time as I may consume.
The gentleman is recognized.
Mr. Speaker, I rise in support of S.3857, the Jamul Indian Village Land Transfer Act, which would place approximately 173 acres of land into trust by the United States for the benefit of the Jamul Indian Village. The Jamul Indian Village is located in San Diego County and is part of the Camille people of Southern California, otherwise known as the Mission Indians. While the tribe's history dates back 12,000 years, they only received federal recognition in 1981. The tribe's reservation consists approximately of 6.04 acres, but the tribe has continued to work to restore its land base. This legislation would place certain parcels into trust for the tribe's benefit. The legislation also would prohibit Class 2 or Class 3 gaming on the parcels placed into trust, consistent with the Indian Gaming Regulatory Act. I want to thank the gentleman from California, Mr. Issa, for his work on the House companion to this legislation that passed the House earlier this year, and I encourage adoption of the legislation and reserve the balance of my time.
The gentleman reserves. The gentleman from California is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise in support of Senator Padilla's Jamul Indian Village Land Transfer Act. This would designate approximately 172 acres of land located in San Diego County, California, into trust for the benefit of the federally recognized tribe of the Jamul Indian Village of California. This land is within the tribe's ancestral territory and is located near their existing reservation. This tribe has fought for years to restore their homelands and protect and preserve their cultural sites. And with this land, the tribe will be able to increase tribal housing, preserve and protect cultural sites, and better provide essential government operations, including healthcare services, administrative offices, law enforcement, and other community resources such as a grocery store and educational services. Earlier this year, we passed the House version of this bill by voice vote. I ask my colleagues to support the bill once again so that we can send it to the President for his signature, and I reserve the balance of my time.
The gentleman reserves. The gentleman from Arkansas is recognized.
Mr. Speaker, I have no further requests for time, and I'm prepared to close.
The gentleman reserves. The gentleman from California is recognized.
Mr. Speaker, I urge my colleagues to support this legislation and yield back the balance of my time.
The gentleman yields. The gentleman from Arkansas is recognized.
Mr. Speaker, this legislation would take approximately 173 acres of land into trust for the Jamul Indian Village for the benefit of the tribe. I again thank Mr. Issa for his hard work on behalf of his constituents. I urge adoption of the bill, and I yield back the balance of my time.
The gentleman yields. The question is, will the House suspend the rules and pass Senate 3857? Those in favor say aye. Those opposed, no. In the opinion of the chair, 2/3 being in the affirmative. For
request the yeas and the
what purpose
nays.
does the gentleman from Arkansas seek recognition?
I request the yeas and the nays.
The yeas and nays are requested. All those in favor of taking this vote by yeas and nays will rise and remain standing until counted. A sufficient number having risen, the yeas and nays are ordered pursuant to Clause 8 of Rule 20. Further proceedings on this question will be postponed.